All right, JHK here for the AllStar, and join me right now is Bellator middleweight contender, Diamond Hands, Johnny Eblen. Johnny, thank you so much, man, for the time. I see you got the mohawk going right now.
Yeah, dog got the mohawk, the warhawk,
The Warhawk.
whatever.
Is it a
Yeah, I
is
just
it a homage to Chuck Liddell or?
nah, not really. I just I was bored. I was getting bored just shaving my head, and then I started doing a fade, and then after the fade, I started doing. I just decided to do a mohawk. Did it up.
So it's just the evolution of the hair.
Yeah,
All right, all right. Now, man, you've been, in the grind for a while, man. I see you, working every day. Before you got this fight signed, what was the development like for yourself, with your overall skill set?
just working on chipping away at becoming a better athlete, a better human, and a better MMA fighter at the end of the day. Just trying to chip away at my dysfunctional habits and become a better human, pretty much. Because at the end of the day, if I do that, I'm going to become a better fighter. So really just honing in on developing healthy habits.
You mentioned dysfunctional habits, right? I think that that's interesting because I feel like a lot of fighters, that's the biggest battle of all because they're all talented, they all work hard. It's just getting rid of those things outside of the training room.
Yeah. Well, it's something that I mean people know better, but they don't. They tend to participate in stupid behavior because other people do. So I'm choosing not to. I'm trying to stay away from it because I know it can have a lot of impact on my biology. So try to hone in on the habits that are going to positively impact my biology, as opposed to negatively. So, for instance, like staying up late's not great for you. Eating crap food. I can go on and on, but you get what I'm saying. I'm really trying to take care of my body so I can have the longest career possible and be the best.
For sure. And this fight coming up, this is going to be your third fight this year for Bellator, which is the most you've ever had with a promotion in 1 year. How important is it being active for skill development and fight IQ?
It's very important. I gotta make sure I'm getting out there as much as possible, especially when I'm healthy. And that's kind of the whole thing is I'm trying to stay healthy to where I can fight 3 times a year every year. In the past, I dealt with injuries, and a lot of it was because of my habits. So since I've changed my habits, I've noticed that I don't get injured as much. So that's been a big change. But yeah, if I'm not hurt, I can work on my skill set. If I'm hurt, I'm worried about getting back to homeostasis and being healthy. So yeah, my main objectives lately have just been staying healthy and training and being smart about uh, what I pick and choose to do.
For sure. And more of like as in an athlete, right? Rather than a fighter. Because I think like we're seeing this transition now. For many years it was just like I'm a fighter, this is what fighters do, but really you're an athlete. You're a professional. Like you have to take it that way. There's no more of that I'll do camp and lose weight and then fight anymore. You have to be a
Yeah, pretty much.
365 days a year.
Yep, yep. Yeah, pretty much. I agree. I take it very seriously because the punishment you can take the not the punishment. I would say the consequences in a fight are much greater than, let's say, like you're a sprinter and you're racing. Okay, you get like third place, you get last, whatever. It's embarrassing, but being knocked out on national television is a whole different type of embarrassment. You get physically hurt. So um, yeah, I try to stay on point 365 24/7, and that's the reason why, because the the things that could happen during a fight are way worse than a wrestling match or a basketball game. I guess you could say a football game can be pretty detrimental, depending on what position you play, but you get what I'm saying.
And Collin Huckbody, man, not a name I expected them to give you next. Did Bellator somewhat confuse you with this proposal? Because you're sitting at number five in the division.
No, they try to make some other fights happen, but they just ended up falling through. I was supposed to fight this week against John Salter, but that ended up falling through. He said he got hurt or something. I can't remember exactly, but he pulled out. So I signed that immediately. I thought it was a great fight for me. Then after that, they pushed me to December, and I was supposed to fight, what's his name? Blanking on him. He's from London. Fights for London Shoe Fighters, I think. He's like number 7 on
Is
the
he
rankings.
Fabian?
Shipman. Mike
Oh,
Shipman.
okay, Mike Shipman.
I
All right.
was in Connecticut, but he ended up like not being able to get like the vaccine or something in time, or I don't know. So he pulled out, and then Collin Huckbody was the third guy, the third contract I signed to fight somebody, and I was like, yeah, I'm trying to get a third fight this year. Whether it's a ranked guy or an unranked guy, I don't care. I'm trying to stay active. I'm trying to get in the cage. I need the experience. I need to be fighting, especially if I'm healthy. I just like to fight, man. I like to showcase my skills. I like to test my skills, and I mean, this guy is somewhat of a step up in competition, I guess. Kind of similar to the other guys I've fought, but that's no big deal to me. If anything, I'm just going to develop more fight IQ, get more cage experience, and have fun in there.
What are your thoughts on him? Has he been someone that you've seen before on the regional scene, or have you watched any of his fights prior to even getting this book?
I think I saw one of his fights. Sorry for interrupting you, but one of his fights, the contender series, I saw him. But yeah, I mean, I guess since then, he's been on the radar a little bit. Didn't really pay too much attention to him. I like to pay attention to like the top tier guys and see what they're doing, see the things that they do well and they do bad. But now he's really on my radar because I'm fighting him. So yeah, I've kind of scouted him a little bit, but for the most part, I'm worried about developing my skill set.
Huckbody, he's known for chokes. Most of his finishes are chokes. It's no streaker. He's probably gonna want to take you down. Testing your jiu-jitsu, do you look forward to it?
Yeah, dude, I can't wait to step in that cage and for me and him to be locked in that cage together. And I just can't wait for that moment to happen. And then I'm just like, okay, I get to go off on this dude. This is going to be great. I'm excited to test my skill set against this guy's skill set. And I think the probabilities of me winning are very, very high. Not to say I'm overlooking this guy, because anybody can lose on any given day. But the way I've been training, the way I've been focusing lately, I would like to think my probability of just demolishing this dude is very, very high. So that's just my thoughts.
For sure. And what is the core group around you for this training camp?
Well, so I have to think about that. Like coaches wise, or like training partners, just
Both.
everybody.
Yeah.
Both. Well, I've been working with George, obviously. Been working a little bit with DP Dustin Poirier. Roman Feraldo, he's about to fight this week. I've been working with him a good amount. Been working a little bit with Dalton Rasta. Get rounds with like Austin Vanderford, guys at the gym. My main coaches have been King Mo, Mike Brown, Steve Mako, Dia Davis, Anderson Francia, Tiago Alves, Nadi Aguilar is the FP guy I work with. He works on my biomechanics and striking stuff, and honing in on how to like fix a lot of behaviors, that could be detrimental, So I have a really good team around me, and I'm planning on keeping this team for the long run. I think we're gonna go places.
Austin Vanderford, he's sitting at number 1 or 2 in the division. Getting to train with him, but also possibly being able, maybe you'll probably end up fighting him in the future. Is that kind of a weird position to be in for both of you guys?
Nah, it's not weird. We kind of know. We've talked about it. It's all business. If we have to fight, we have to fight. It is what it is. But till then, we're teammates. We train together a little bit here and there, and we're cool. It's all good.
Definitely, definitely. And Huckbody, I think like skill wise, he's probably one of the better guys that you're going to face, right? You faced a few good guys, but this guy all around, he's not bad. Do you feel like he's the toughest test so far?
Sure, maybe. I won't know until after the fight. But I would say, yeah, he has a good amount of fights, 10-3. Has some striking, has some jiu-jitsu, has some decent wrestling. He's well rounded. Yeah, we'll just see. We'll see after the fight, and when I go back and look at the film, see if he's been my toughest test to date.
All right, all right. Now with with everything that's going on in your life and everything that has happened in 2021, what type of performance do you need to close out 2021 against Huckbody?
A violent, fun, crowd pleasing performance, which means finish or just being exciting. I'm not gonna force myself to be exciting. I just like to think the way I train. Like I was watching my sparring earlier, and I was like, man, this is fun to watch. Like, and if I can replicate my sparring sessions and my live goes into the fight, which I usually do, I think the fans are gonna have a great time watching it, and I'm gonna have a great time in the ring.
Gegard Mousasi, he's the champ. The title
Yeah.
picture, it's not so clear right now, right? No one's really the clear number one. You know what I mean? People say Austin
Well,
Vanderford, maybe.
and he's gonna they're set to fight.
Oh,
I heard.
really? Oh, I didn't even see
They're
that.
yeah. There's well, they had them face off each other
Okay.
after Salter.
That's right. That's
Actually,
right. But the date is not set yet, right?
yeah, I don't know the date. But I would guess sometime next year.
Yeah, definitely. Um, what is your breakdown of that matchup? You know, I mean, Musasi, he's done really well as the champion, but eventually someone's going to come along and beat him. Vanderford, he's skilled. What do you see?
I think Vanderford's a good test for him. I think he's definitely going to test him in the cardio and the wrestling. Um, Vanderford can hit hard too. That's the thing. He has a lot more power in the striking than Salter, and I think that's going to change things a little bit for Gerard when he fights him, because Gerard completely just walked down uh, Salter, because Salter doesn't really have much power when it comes to his hands. Um, but Austin's a little bit different of a story, a little bit more explosive. Um, I think the wrestling's about the same. Salter has really good wrestling too. Um, I just think Austin's a better athlete than Salter. So I think it's going to be a different title fight than the previous one between Salter and Musasi. I think Austin's as a better test for sure.
How amazing is Musasi, man? He's been fighting for so long and at the highest level. He's the champion right now. And I remember watching him fight in Dream and Pride. And that
Yeah,
was like, that generation is long gone except for him,
yeah.
which is amazing.
It's crazy how long his career's gone. The dude's doing a lot of things right. I'll give him that. I just think he's an old lion looking to get dethroned. And if Austin doesn't do it, I'm ready to step in and do it for him.
Now, a couple more questions. Do you think PTSD from like injuries or losses or even like crazy wars exists in fighters?
PTSD?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's evidence. There's guys that have never been the same after wars. Um, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure if they did a study on it, they'd come to a conclusion that some fighters end up getting PTSD. I mean, it's pretty traumatic. Some of the shit that happens, man. And even watching like the Gaethje Chandler fight, dude, there was a lot of brain cells lost in that fight. And I mean, hats off to those guys. That was an amazing fight. Loved it. Loved every second of it. Very entertaining. But it's like, damn, if I was that guy fighting, I wouldn't want to take that type of damage. I would want to dish out that type of damage, but not take that type of damage. But yeah, I would have to say, yeah, there probably is some PTSD, and some guys probably develop it. Some guys probably don't, but some guys probably do. And I guess it is what it is. It's a traumatic experience, and I guess if you can't get over it, you can develop those type of symptoms.
Part of the mental battle, right? Of being a
I,
fighter.
I guess so. I mean, if I'm sure there's ways to recover out of it and stuff. I'm sure guys have some PTSD after wars and then recover from it and get back to being their normal selves, or being I guess like still like developing the path of becoming better and great. But there are guys that after some fights are just not the same, and maybe those guys just couldn't get past it, or maybe it's something else. Maybe it's not PTSD. I'm not sure, but yeah, I think you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure. One last thing. It is an open-ended question. You could answer any way you want. What keeps you up at night?
That's a good one. Sometimes it's just random stuff, bro. Like, did I get that one thing done I needed to get done, or like, did I pay that one bill I needed to pay? Um, did you get enough reps today on that one skill you were working on? Um, it depends on what happened that day. It is what I don't know. Random things keep me up at night. Sometimes,
Well,
sometimes I sleep.
you're not like attracted to the computer to like go check the crypto, all that. Like I know
Oh
it's a
no,
no,
nah.
it's all good.
Yeah, crypto. I'm invested in a couple of really solid projects, so I trust them, and I have a system to where I scale in, I scale out, and it's like it's a less stressful way of trading. I don't really trade. I'm more I invest, and then I scale into an investment and I scale out of an investment, and I make sure that investment is a solid project, and I don't really stress over it too much. It's like investing in Tesla. Like 5 years ago, you're like, oh, okay, wait, this is a good company. I think they're going to do things. All right, I'm going to invest some money. Boom, and then you scale in, and then you wait a couple of years because with the stock market's a lot slower than crypto. Um, Wait a few years. Oh, it blew up. I knew a guy that made $1 million off of Tesla. He's scaled completely out of it already. He scaled in back like 3 years ago, and then scaled out like 2 years after, and then made $1 million off of it. And then he's like, "Yeah, I'm done with it. I'm not even worried about it." I'm like, good thing. I mean, he doesn't have to stress about it anymore. He took his gains and walked away. Smart.
Definitely smart, man. And yeah, if you anybody watching this needs some advice, Johnny
No,
is
hey, I
no.
no, do not take any of my advice. I am not a financial advisor. I'm a guy that doesn't really know that much, but
Dibble and
I play.
dabble, right? Dibble and dabble.
I play the crypto game a little bit, made a little bit of money. I know
All
of
right.
some people that make money, but don't take my advice
All right.
whatsoever.
All right. For sure. Well, hey, man, I'm looking forward to December 3rd, man. Bellator 272, Mohegan Sun Arena. Thank you so much, Johnny, for the time, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you, bro.